Hello, everybody. It's Todd Paxton again with Hey, Can I Ask You Questions? Today, we have Jeff House with us. Jeff is the team leader of Keller Williams' Seven Hills Market Center in Kenwoods, Ohio, Cincinnati area.
Yeah, just outside of Cincinnati.
Yeah. Hey, Peter, what's up, man? Peter Chabri is the OP of the Market Center. You get to work with Peter Chabri every day.
It's, outstanding.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Jeff, how long have you been in real estate?
14 months total.
14 months. Tell us about your background. What'd you do before?
Circuitous route, right?
Yeah.
Spent 34 years, all going through high school, growing up, you play a sport and all that stuff. Grew up, wanted to be an NBA basketball player.
Yeah, man.
Stopped growing at 6'3". Went to college, played a little bit of basketball, got introduced and connected to a good basketball family. Jeff and Stan Van Gundy, the Van Gundy family.
Yeah, right.
Jeff coached the New York Knicks, Stan, Orlando Magic, and all that stuff. So they brought me through and into the coaching world. I coached collegiate and professional basketball for 34 years. And then I got tired of, we lived in 5 states in 6 years. The coaching profession can do that to you. Realtors love me. 5 states in 6 years. At one point I had 3 homes and 4 mortgages. And we moved all over the place and said, we don't want to move anywhere. I got a daughter who's going into her sophomore year in high school. She hadn't been in the same school since she was in 4th grade. And so we said, you know what, there's something else. Met the investors. I coached at the University of Kentucky. Met a guy named Bo Smith that is one of our investors in Seven Hills. Talked about, hey, there's this role that's kind of like a head coach. What do you think? Let's talk. So 8, 9 months later, there I was.
In the last year and a half of your life, just through relationships that you formed, you are now the CEO of a Keller Williams Market Center.
Yeah, it's incredible. The things that in the previous life that you go through that you don't know if they really exist in the outside world. I've not been outside of that world, but now, like you said, in building a relationship with agents, their families, and other people, the investors in the Market Center, and other affiliates and things like that, it's like, wow, this is going to be an incredible journey. So,
did you ever want to be a real estate agent?
No, I've always, because of moving so much, I appreciated at a high level somebody that would seek to represent me and be a fiduciary for me and my family, because I didn't know what I was doing. And I really respected that they put us before themselves. And then I dealt with people that they didn't. They were not very good, not very complimentary to the profession. And so I had an appreciation for it, but I didn't want to do it. I liked the whole realm, but I didn't want to be involved in it.
Are you a licensed real estate agent now?
No, and I don't intend to be. The neat thing I've found in the dynamics of our Market Center as we've grown from, when I got there 14 months ago, we had 18 agents. Now we have 73 or 74, I think, as of tomorrow.
What?
And we're changing a lot of lives. We're having some great impact. But I didn't. The thing that I can go to and I can look an agent in the eye and they never have to worry about. I'm not in competition with them. I'm just here to help you figure out as the agent. Hey, what do you want your business to look like? What do you want your life and your family to look like? How can we help?
So you're doing that for the agents. How are you helping the agents do that for their clients in your Market Center?
I always like to say, I'm not a super bright guy. And if I can plug into something where there is a super bright guy, Gary Keller's a pretty smart guy.
He's pretty sharp.
And so there's a proven system to everything that happens that's been really successful at a high level. And so I try to build as close a relationship I can with the agent to figure out, what do you want your business to look like? Not everybody's business is going to look exactly the same. You may be a for sale by owner king. That's what you love to do. We have an agent that loves that. Then we have agents that it would be like pouring broken glass in their mouth. You don't want to do that. Okay, great. Well, what do you want to do? And there's something there for everybody. So if the better I become and the more well-versed I become at that, I can plug them into, and then they can find success, and they'll get excited about it and take off. It's just a matter of plugging them into the right stuff.
You have a strong background in coaching. Yes?
few years. Hopefully, with age comes or experience comes wisdom, right?
How do you help your agents? How do you coach them to have better lives and better careers?
Care about them. You know, you've got to get connected, and you got to figure out. They've got to know that I'm going to go to the wall for them, and that I'm going to be able to be there when stuff isn't very good and it is good. And then I can find the right buttons to push. So if there's somebody that knows all realtors as independent contractor, every single one I've met so far is competitive. They don't want to lose.
Right.
And whether it's a listing appointment or whether it's just that negotiation of the deal or starting to fall apart in inspections, if I can find the right buttons to push, like I've got one of our megas here with us today, and all I need to do to her is go, last month was just under $1 million. That's all I have to say. And like she just then goes.
You, as a leader, for agents that want to grow a team, for people that may want to become a team leader, you wouldn't know what to say there unless you had a great relationship with her.
Yeah, you know, the relationship is, but also I'm a big believer. I've taken career visioning twice, you know, one of our tools, and now the KPA, I think is just such a dynamic tool for an internal look at, for any of us as a professional to look at ourselves and go, wow, yeah, that really is who I am. So, okay, now I have a better understanding. How am I going to interact with other agents, my clients, my family in the marketplace? As I'm building the relationship, if I can use that KPA as part of that and then get them to self-assess, then I could just step back and let them run. Because then they're looking at their own thing.
A great leader will lead someone to self-assessment, self-discovery, and the great leader knows what button to push. Is that a fair assessment from your experience?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I would assume that in your successes, you're leading your people, you're doing the same type of thing of, you know, who needs what and when they need it. And sometimes it's different too, right? They don't need that same thing right now, so I just back off and let them roll.
Well, you know, we're going to back off this. We're going to focus on X.
Exactly.
KPA, Keller Personality Assessment.
Yep.
KPA is a wonderful assessment for the interview process. We do it with all of our potential candidates, and do you as well for new agents that enter the market center. We always want to validate those or verify those. Verify those. And then the career visioning is just how to interview and how to recruit and train people. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, career visioning, like my understanding, and I've only taken it twice, but I took it with Seth Campbell, and they use it.
What's up, Seth?
At a high level of the big picture of who the person is and how to understand the role that they are entering into and all those things.
Here's the person, here's the role. Are they a good fit? There will never be a perfect fit.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
We don't want this. We want this to be close to the line as possible. Yeah. And Keller Williams has provided those tools for team leaders, for agents that run a team, for individual agents, right?
Yeah. You know, there's no good, bad, right, or wrong, right? Like in that, trying to find the right fit, good people could be the wrong fit for something they're looking for. Mm-hmm. But when you find really good talent and the right fit, then you've got something dynamic.
What do you do then?
Well, plug them in, support what they want to do, and try to just get out of their way. Because talent, find talent first, and then find the role for talent, and support what they need and let them go.
Jim Collins wrote a book, Good to Great, and he said, get the right talent on the bus, and then what? Put them in the right seat.
Yep.
That's exactly, I think, a nice
right seat,
what you said.
And then let them execute.
And then it's up to the leaders to guide them along the way. Is that right?
Yep.
I think this will be beneficial for people wanting to grow a team or looking for other opportunities. And so when it comes to coaching agents in your office, you've got 78?
73 today, maybe 74 tomorrow.
Think abundance. There'll be 74 tomorrow.
That's right. You're right.
So there's 74 agents in your market center. And when you're And dude, just a year and a half ago, there were 0, right? Wow. Take note of that. 0 to 78 in a year and a half. And we have trouble growing the team or growing our listing inventory. There are so many parallels there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Is it all the same? Is it all relationship? It's all lead generation?
Well, it's definitely a system of understanding your pipeline and understanding that there is a successful system to loading that and cultivating a relationship, and then the balance between the transactional portion of the relationship and then the person, right? Because we can't treat every single person as a transaction.
We're not robots.
And some people are going to come to the realization of, yes, this is right for my family and my business sooner or later. And everybody is, whether it's joining a high-powered mega team, they may look at the team and say, oh, you know what? I can't live to that standard. I'm not good enough yet. Teams like your own, or the Chabris group, or the Thai group, basketball group, the groups, the Geiger team, the teams that we have, they may look at it and say, oh, I can't uphold that standard yet, or I don't know enough. But then a month from now, or 2 months from now, or whatever, they may be like, they get it more, and they say, yeah, plug me in. So just figuring out if it's the right time and the right space.
Relationships, systems, it's that simple.
Yeah.
We overcomplicate it, don't we?
It's not easy, but it is there's simple strategies to success. And people that want the easy button, maybe not so much. You got to work, and you got to be willing to do the things that are challenging and difficult. But most high achievers, they want that kick in the pants, right? Like all the years of my coaching, and then now with working with agents, it's just finding what that kick in the pants is.
Let's talk about the top caliber athletes that you coached in basketball. And let's talk about the top caliber real estate agents that you're coaching. What similarities do they have?
If I go back to the disc, we still use the disc, but I mean high D.
Yes, sir.
They're high D people.
Drivers.
They're not satisfied with. They're not excuse makers, and they're not satisfied with. They understand failure is part of it, and you can fail to get better. In a basketball game, you can be down by 20 at the half, and you can win the game by 20. In real estate, you could go into a listing appointment and be the 5th person in.
Love it, man.
And you're thinking all these high-powered teams or people have been there before you, and you come out of it and there was a connection you made with the client. And so that's the same thing of don't go into the circumstance or any situation with the end already determined. Go in with your A game and just keep plugging away at the daily activities. Plug away at the process.
Time on task over time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do the actions with the systematized way.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice that you share with agents in your market center to help them have a better life and a better career? One piece.
Especially because we're a launch market center, and many of the agents had not been at Keller Williams for very long. Okay. And coming from brand new outside of the industry, I don't know the industry. I've heard now many stories. So my thing is, you want to build the foundation for how you want this industry to look like. Don't predetermine that, it's like this. So give this a chance and put both feet in. Don't just stick a toe in the water. Jump all in. Jump both feet in and go for it. Because if you fail, that's okay. It's just data and information that's going to make you great.
What happens? How do you coach agents when they fail? How do you coach them when they make a mistake?
I really try to focus on no right, wrong, good, bad, no emotion. It's okay. Look at the data. Why did that occur? Okay. Now what do we need to do to fill the gap of why it occurred so that it doesn't occur as often? And then maybe not at all.
Please take note of the last 12, 15 seconds. That was beautiful.
So,
what books are you reading right now, Jeff?
I always have, my drive back and forth to the market center is 40 minutes. So I always have the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, on CD. Yep. I'm an old school guy. I got a CD player.
What's a CD?
No, that's right. And I keep a Bible by my bedside.
Amen. Right
You know,
on.
I mean, everybody has their faith and there's what they do.
Love it.
There's an author I like to read, a guy called Harlan Coben.
Okay.
That takes my mind completely off of its intrigue, action, suspense, all meshed into one. So when I want to get away from anything that's helping me, I just go to that. And the last one I'm reading is one called Good Works.
Good works.
Good Works. The author's name escapes me, but it was a guy who was a professor at Georgetown of mathematics. But you focus on, it's almost like the one thing where if you focus on the one thing that can really help you and get really, really good at it, you're going to be unstoppable. Instead of trying to be, multitasking is a myth. If you're trying to do everything a little bit, you're not going to be good at any of them. So that's the one I'm working on. It's my second time through it. So.
Anything else you'd like to share to add value to our folks, our millions of viewers?
Well, I appreciate you grabbing me as I was
Yeah,
on
dude,
Thank
this
you
is
very much,
awesome.
Todd. I appreciate it. No, it's an unbelievable, beautiful new market center. Talking to Misty and the stuff that's going on here is really exciting. Hadn't been over here and stuff, though. My little nugget, if there is one in there, is buy in and get all in. Because the sooner that you're able to do that, the sooner success comes. Gary tells us we're 5 years from whomever we want to be. Whatever you want that to look like, you can decide that. And 5 years is a blip on the radar.
Here's a question. Riddle me this. 5 years from now, someone gets to where they want to be. Then what?
All of us evolve, right? I mean, you set that 3 or 5 year goal and you get there. Well, along that journey, you're going to redefine other things. That it's almost like the leads funnel, right? It's going to lead down into something. Well, it's almost in reverse. Like you're going towards something. New things, new opportunity is going to arise. Especially within this company, we're a company of opportunity and talent. So along that path, opportunity is going to come. We probably don't even know what we want 5 years from now. We know what we're looking at now and what we're setting up our strategies and our policies and procedures to get to. But along that path, something new is going to come along.
That's awesome.
So, thank you,
Jeff
Todd.